You are listening to The Joe Show with Big Joe and Little Joe.
Okay, coming at you. Last day of April 2019, show number 15. Hottest topics north of the tropics. Man, it's been a great week. There's a lot of stuff happening globally, nationally, and locally here in the capital city, Denham Springs, that is, Louisiana. Anyway, globally, you got that Venezuela thing heating up more than you can imagine. That socialist regime is about to be toppled, let's hope. Nationally, you got the Democrats, the Dummycrats or whatever, trying to take center stage with creepy Joe Bite Me.
No, I'm gonna start calling him Ukrainian Joe.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what people need to focus on. You know, I watch Fox Business all day yesterday because there's nothing on TV. But anyway, I watch Fox Business all day, and they're bashing Joe Biden, or not so much as bashing Joe Biden, because they gave him a forum, and that's just something I got to be a little leery about just in itself. But no. Not once did they talk about that whole Ukrainian billion-dollar shakedown situation with his son Hunter. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. They were doing that stuff all over.
Right.
So that's just, and not once did they say that. So are they saving that, or do they just want us to forget?
The Democrats are reaching for straws, grasping already. They're like treading water with sharks underneath them. But anyway, locally, you have this Will Wade.
Well, it's the gift
LSU's basketball coach who got reinstated, and now he's in a lot more hot water with more serious wiretapping going on that they offered Nas Reed, or did pay him $300,000.
You know, if you're
doing to LSU.
If you're doing a local podcast in the Baton Rouge area, boy, it's the gift that just keeps on giving. You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
You could sit here and devote a whole another show to it,
news.
Even though we're not. You know, because we have more important topics. I'm just saying, what is it, $300,000 to Nas Reed?
Nas Reed,
and then the guy on tape is saying, oh, well, we could beat that. You know, well, $150,000.
Well, they outbid Arizona the way it's looking like it's coming down. But anyway, that's going to be the topics of the day. But we'll go ahead and jump right into it. We'll call this First and 10 with Derek Little Joe. Excuse me there. I'm not giving his real name out. But Little Joe to talk about the Venezuela.
All right, I'm just gonna read this from the headlines. Whether or not us ABC News is left wing or whatever, I'm gonna try to read it from the headlines and then give my take on it and then call out. Okay, here we go. So Venezuela was rocked by violent clashes on Tuesday between the opposition protesters and security forces still local to Nicolas Maduro, the country's socialist president. Dramatic escalation of the violence. Yada yada yada. U.S. said that Maduro was prepared to relinquish power and flee the country, but was convinced to stay because of Russia. No. Don't blame Russia. You can't blame anybody.
What it says.
You can't blame anybody but actual Venezuela for this one. So look, here it goes. It goes further. The administration is now threatening Cuba with a full. How much more embargo? How many more sanctions can you put on Cuba,
Let's get some baseball players over here anyway.
How much more can you sanction and turn Cuba into a hellhole? You know what I'm saying? No, you can't do it. So look, the violence began after. First of all, the violence didn't just begin. You can't, like I said, you can't blame this on the United States. This is socialism imploding. I don't care what leftist sitting in there, leftist liberal stronghold, it could sit there and come with all these fancy terms
in the streets,
all these fancy terms and words. So and
it's
you
been there before,
dude. You can't deny that socialism's imploding. Democratic socialism sucks. The faster you move away from it, the better off you'll be. So look, the violence began after opposition leaders Juan Guaido in the U.S. and 53 other countries backed as a legitimate leader. And Leopoldo Lopez, hey, they finally freed him from house arrest. All right. By a deserted Venezuelan security forces called for an uprising early Tuesday morning. They said they had gained military backing and would begin the final phase to their push to oust Maduro. Now, I said this a while back when we first started covering this thing, that it's going to have to come from within the military to finally get Maduro out of there. There's no two ways about it, because it was just like if anywhere else, if you had any type of coup going on, it comes from within the military, because the military is the military. They can put troops on the street.
To add to that, I would think that the military probably uprising and trying to go with somebody else to get some food going. I mean, they're probably just as starving as much as the people are.
Yeah, well,
to be.
So, as their supporters poured into the streets, government forces met them with tear gas and heavy weaponry. Yeah, that'll always quell an uprising. Anyway, in addition to reports of gunfire, video showed Maduro's armored vehicles rolling after protesters. Now, where's the gunfire coming from? Because if I'm not mistaken, those Venezuela, I don't know how real the election or the vote was, but they stripped them of their gun rights. Hey, dum-dums in America, just remember, the only reason why you still have a country is because you have gun rights.
That's it. And if you strip you're not going to get all the guns. But then again, one of the Maduro's tanks or vehicles or whatever they have down there plowed into a bunch of opposition people, and so that caused a lot of injuries and everything like that too.
Video showed Maduro's armored vehicles rolling after protesters, in some cases trampling some as they attacked with Molotov cocktails and
killing
baseball
his
bats.
own people.
Yes, baseball bat, not just running over them. It's just, hey, I could see that already. He's in dictator mode. Hey, run those people over. Just run them over.
That's it. He doesn't care about the people, that's for sure.
Well, I mean, it's sad. I mean, I'm sitting here laughing. I shouldn't be laughing, but it is. I mean, it's not funny, but to see socialism implode, I'm just going to tell you, I told you so, and you idiots that still cling to democratic socialism like it's going to turn your life and make your life better, you need to go ahead and just get that out of your head. The only thing that makes your life better is hard work.
That's it. That's it. You never get anything by giving it to you, so you'll always want more.
Either
and never
which
do
way,
nothing.
so now it's all in the news that they're talking about Cuba, this, that, and the other. Dude, you can't turn Cuba any more worse than it actually is.
No.
Okay, so Secretary State Mike Pompeo told CNN, and here's coming from CNN, that Maduro was in the final stages of exiting, that he had a plane ready on the tarmac to depart for Cuba, when a last-minute intervention by Russia convinced him to stay.
That was a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, but last-minute intervention? What are they talking about?
Don't go.
I don't know. Yeah, look, Maduro, look, you're doing such a great job here.
Right, we need that
leave.
oil.
Don't leave. Come on. So
Perestroika.
So here we are. In they don't care. The Soviets, the Russians don't care.
No.
I mean, so anyways, so that's pretty much it. Here we go. National Security Advisor John Bolton issued an ultimatum to them. Your time is up. This is your last chance. Accept interim President Juan Guaido's amnesty, protect the Constitution, and remove Maduro, and we will take you off our sanctions list. Stay with Maduro and go down with the ship. I guess he's talking to, I don't know, maybe he's talking to Venezuela. Or
he's talking to Venezuela.
I must have missed that.
Yeah.
So the U.S. did not have advanced knowledge of Guaido and Lopez's plans, according to Abrams, but he told reporters that the moment was not done out of the blue. Yeah, of course. Now, they're not going to sit there and tell you, we organized all that, but really and truthfully, the Venezuelan people have had enough. It's over. It's done. And just remember,
socialism will not work.
No, it doesn't work. It fails everywhere. And here's another prime example. And that's why all the lefties are staying silent on this whole thing. And then at the end of the day, just trying to blame the United States.
Over 60 years ago, they were the third richest country in the world.
In the world.
Right. But U.S., China, then them.
Leave it to a bunch of leftist idiot liberals to sit there and at the end of the day blame America for what's going on over
or
there.
Trump.
Listen,
Godspeed to him. Crush socialism. It sucks.
Yeah, I know. It never fails that, like I say, some dum-dum is up there, in his liberal stronghold talking about, why socialism would work under the conditions that it's supposed to work. Well, guess what? Things never work the way they're supposed to work. Come on. So look, we're going to go to break here in a few. If you like what you see, if you like our take on things, you can always subscribe to us. Hit the little bell icon get the post notifications for when we do actually upload a show. We're going to try to get better and faster at uploading the show when we do it. I'm sorry for the latency. Been, trying to figure out the best way to do it. But for the most part, you're listening to the Joe and Joe Show.
But not
We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. And we're going to come back with Will Wade, and we're going to keep on bashing Ukrainian Joe.
And the Democrats.
Yay! Email the Joe Show at JoeJoeShow54@gmail.com. You are listening to The Joe Show with Big Joe and Little Joe.
It's 11 minutes so far. Okay, we're back to bash those Democrats.
We're back. We're back. And we're gonna back.
The Democrats.
Hey, we didn't plan that either. He just started doing that.
I mean, it's such a funky beat. Whose is that beat?
Nah, that's the one I'm telling you. I can't copyright, infringe anything.
Right,
so I've been making my own music.
You got a name for that one?
Nah, man, just cool beat.
Cool beat. Okay,
cool
good,
beat.
good. Anyway, the Attorney General Barr is going to be grilled again by those Democrats, whatever. And it's just a lot of waste of time. They want to get into everything, this, that, blah, blah, blah. Same old stuff over and over. And then, let me get it all out, and then we can get back onto it.
Go ahead.
The Democrats are out there just grasping, reaching for straws. I mean, I know we got 2020 to still go to, and it's going to be a long, hard fight of a bunch of BS coming out by those guys, but they can try to get votes any which way they can, scaring you about climate change, erasing the college debt, letting felons and terrorists vote, let the guys in prisons vote, the new Green Deal, Beto, and I don't know why they call him Beto. He's not a Mexicano. But anyway, long story short, they want to spend $5 trillion to get just a partial part of the Green Deal going. And I mean, that's going to solve all our problems. And then Donald J. Trump, and you know who you are, you're blamed for everything from the synagogue shootings to racism to everything. So when you wake up in the morning, you're like me, you're going to catch the world on fire. I don't care what I have in front of me, hurdles, this, that, and the other. Keep it going. They had already said that the leftist-leaning major media news outlets are losing ground, just being bombarded, busted, blasted in the news ratings, and Fox is coming out. But then again, people, watch Fox. You got to watch them. You got to see who's there, what they got going on. They try to appeal to everybody just for the ads, just to make money. So listen to guys like us, Rush, the other guys, Hannity, maybe, stuff like that. There's a lot of other people out there, Ben Shapiro, Mark Levin, and get your slant. This is our slant. But anyway.
Yeah, and really and truthfully, the whole Democrats, I mean, it's just like they're just hell-bent on just sinking the whole ship.
Yeah.
They really are.
Care less.
It's like they're not really in touch with reality. And here's something that I thought about the other day. They really are catering just to the super rich and the so-called poor. Now,
yeah.
I watched something the other night on YouTube. Can't really remember what it was. If I can find the link, I'll post it. But dude made a lot of sense. I think he was an economist or something, and said that, yeah, the middle class is disappearing, but it's because they're moving up. And why is it that, like, now Joe Biden, he was in Scranton the other day, talking to probably a bunch of super rich, trying to pander and get votes and get money.
Don't say pander with Joe.
For the super rich, and he's up there saying he's going to bring back the middle class. And what benefit would bringing back the middle class benefit those people that are already rich and already, the policies they vote on, they don't have to deal with?
They're just out there. Anything,
I don't understand that.
Climate change, like say, Bernie wants to let the terrorists vote. He wants to let the guy who put the Boston bombing marathon together. He wants to let him vote. Which way are you going to think he's going to vote for?
Yeah, the Boston bombing, to me, we're not going to do that.
Okay.
I'm not going to do the Boston bombing.
All right, that's fine.
Because that was
anything. I understand where you're coming from. But, then climate change, they're out there scaring people. If we don't vote Democratic, we're going to go all to hell with Trump's policies and this and that. It's a rant and it's a rave. Yeah. It's a rant and a rave.
And let's get back to Joe. There's one point I want to hit real quick. Now, he was at the firefighters union endorsed him. The Pennsylvania Firefighters Union endorsed him.
Right.
Wow, a firefighters union. At least he's got their endorsement. If he's got anything, he's got the Pennsylvania Firefighters Union endorsement. I think that's what it was. I don't know if it was nationwide.
And that's great.
But another thing, and then there's another nationwide, unions like, hey, vote for this guy. Hey, wait a minute, I really don't like. No, you're going to vote for that guy. That's what I don't like about unions. Oh, yeah. your money is going to go to give to this guy because he's got your best interest at play.
Right?
No, it's not. So anyway, so they were at this rally for old Ukrainian Joe, and he and all the people in the rally, they're holding these signs.
Oh,
and
yeah, that's all put up.
They have these shirts.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, now, darn good and well, those people didn't print those signs themselves, and they didn't make those T-shirts.
Man,
they were given that stuff.
That's how they
do that. And I know, and everybody does it and stuff like that. I'm just saying, all I'm saying, and they showed this poll that he was 13% and Bernie Sanders was 11% and stuff like, as far as like leading the pack of the Democrats of 2020. And yeah, boy, I told y'all before and I'm going to tell y'all again, Joe Biden is controlled by the Council on Foreign Relations. Go do your homework.
You said that.
Go do your homework on the Council on Foreign Relations. That's the only reason that idiot is getting any traction anywhere for anything. Because he is apparently not that smart of a guy, and he screws up everything he touches, it's always been that way with him. Listen,
I don't know if you saw it. Maybe you did while your day's off. He was on The View the other morning, and he's up there, just keeps apologizing and putting his foot in his mouth to Anita Hill, who, went through all that fiasco years ago, and Ted Kennedy was on there of all kind of womanizers and perverts, was up there, just grilling this black lady, young, what it would have been, a young lady, black lady, whatever, grilling this people and trying to make it, flip it around that it was her fault, but Clarence Thomas still got elected in. That's what I'm trying to say.
Hey, Black America,
this followed him all the way to this point, and he's up there still apologizing like, I'm sorry, I was pulling for you. Now, what an idiot.
No. An idiot. Black America, they think you're stupid. They really think you're stupid.
That's right. Ask Candace Owens, please.
Exactly. If you really are that stupid, then keep voting Democrat. This is the same guy. This is the same guy that was trying to hold up a black Supreme Court judge over some old BS that he did when he was in high school or college.
Oh, what they did to the other guy, Kavanaugh.
Exactly. Same thing. And remember the whole Long Dong Silver thing and all that stuff, dude? That was so stupid. But you know who was doing that? It wasn't the Republicans. It was the Democrats.
And what are they doing?
Spearheaded.
What are they? But what are they doing today?
Wait, but it was spearheaded by Joe Biden.
Okay, but what are the Democrats doing today? Just trying to trash everything Trump says, just trying to pull him through the courts. Now his son, they won all the banking records of his son when they went to Starbucks.
Good.
How many beers did his wife have, or how many wines did she have when they went to a restaurant? Maybe 8 to 10 years ago. They won all the banking records. They won every penny they've ever spent because they want to see what kind of money trail it came from.
Dude, come on,
enough
America.
Enough is enough, Nadler.
Come on, America.
Nan.
Come on, America, nail in the coffin for the Democrats, and let's kiss these guys goodbye. But then when we get rid of them, we're not stopping there.
No.
We're going to clean up the Republican Party.
That's
all those
it.
rhino Republicans that don't vote the way. And another thing I'll get into for another topic of the show, we needed to go a step even further, and I'm not going to get into that right now. But we're going to have to go further once we get rid of the Democrats.
Deep state?
No.
Okay.
But all the stuff we need lies in our hands. The Constitution, the Bill of Rights,
That's
the things
it.
that are
They're
already.
trying to do
But that's
away
just the
with it.
thing. They want to erase that history. They want you to make you forget that
Tear
you
these
have the
statues
power.
down for
that
what?
you have the power.
It was the greatest country, and it still is.
Still is.
People are dying, lying, trying to get over here.
All right. Well, look, we're gonna be back
To
take
the
a little-
local thing
Take
with
a little
Will
quick
Wade.
break. We're gonna hit Will Wade, and we'll be right back. So just stay tuned. Hang in there.
Go Astros.
Email the Joe Show at JoeJoeShow54@gmail.com.
We still got 10 minutes of 34 minutes left.
You are listening to the Joe Show with Big Joe and Little Joe.
Okay. Sorry for the delay there.
What were you waiting on?
No, I was looking at you. I was looking at what you seen there on the pad there. But anyway, this is a local thing. Besides,
Yeah, and if you're not an LSU fan, I just bear with us, okay? I understand, but this actually might concern you if you have a basketball. If you're if you have a love affair with a college basketball team.
Yeah.
Because apparently,
Wherever you're at,
they all do
you're
it.
regional,
and we
they
know
do
that.
it.
But when you get caught, you have to be reprimanded. Look, when you got caught toilet paper in the school bathroom or whatever you did, and they caught you, they weren't just going to let you go. You had to serve a suspension or whatever. If you got tardies, or you were late to school or late to
I
class
never
or whatever,
was.
you got reprimanded. And it's the same thing. It's the same. When you're riding down the street and you speeding through a school zone and the cop flags you, he's not just going to pull you over and be like, oh, well, just slow it down. Now,
You got
in
caught.
certain circumstances, maybe that will happen to you. But for the most part, dude, once, twice, 3 times you get caught doing the same thing, or it's like they're not just gonna let you go.
They call it caught red-handed. Anyway, Joe, your take on Will Wade.
Listen, I'm just gonna read you it from the Advocate headlines. I didn't even know about it. The story broke yesterday. I was doing something else, didn't even see it. Joe called me and told me about this today. So thank you, Joe.
Yeah,
so
that's
look,
fine.
so
I'm
now
on top of things.
in that trial, you got the federally convicted former Arizona assistant. What's his name? What's the guy's name? I don't know. I guess it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
but
it really
this is
doesn't.
his third. This is the third time. So the dude said that Will Wade told him about a $300,000 deal to land star forward Nas Reed in a secretly recorded FBI video shown in federal court. So they're showing the video in federal court, and the name, Emmanuel Book Richardson mentioned Wade's supposed deal while explaining recruiting battles in the Southeastern Conference in a secretly recorded conversation with a since-convicted financial manager named Moonish. Where do they get these guys from? What kind of name is Moonish? Anyway, and a pair of undercover FBI agents. So Will Wade, he's on that video, and in the video, Richardson said Wade approached him about jumping from Arizona for a job at LSU, apparently because the Arizona assistant had built a relationship with Reed, then a 5-star recruit.
And that happens all the time. But did you get what he said earlier? The Southeastern Conference recruiting battles
Are that deep?
money.
Yeah, well, I guess you could say that for every major conference, so it's got to be the same in the ACC.
Yeah.
It's got to be the
with
same in
Duke
the
and
ACC.
Carolina and,
Yeah.
the
So
other
look,
schools.
so here it is, quote, "There's a deal in place. I got $300,000 for him," Richardson claimed. Wade told him in the undercover video. Here it is, quote again. I said, listen, man, give me half that and I'll make sure he goes there, Richardson said. So Richardson told this guy sued, and the FBI agents that approached him as LSU and Arizona battled for a commitment from Reed, who publicly named the university as his top 2 choices. The star forward ended up heading Wade's a highly rated 2018 recruiting class. Gee, I wonder how he did that. And helped LSU
about
to the
500,000
to the
so far.
Sweet 16 in this year's tournament. He's since declared for the NBA draft. Well, and then here's Jason Droddy, LSU's interim vice president for strategic communication. We're continuing to monitor the situation.
It's so fluid.
And then, due to the fluid nature of this
flood.
Due to the fluid nature of this matter, LSU will refrain from commenting until further notice. And what are we going to do? Drag it out for another month? And, hey, better yet, call your boy Mark Emmert and be like, hey, what do we do now, Mark? Oh, don't worry about it. Nothing's going to happen to you. Dude, you're LSU.
Man, so anyway, it's a mess and it's going to get worse. Good luck, Coach Wade.
So wait, hold up. I'm not finished. Here we go. Wade's alleged boast about a 6-figure deal for Reed is the third time, third time coach has been publicly connected with potential pay-to-play deals, which are against NCAA bylaws. You hear that, Mark? Mark, are you hearing it? Are you listening?
I don't think he is yet.
So look, during the FBI's investigation into college corruption basketball, LSU suspended Wade, yada, 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 the smart thing, strong ass offer. Everybody knows all that.
And
my thing, hold up, Joe, and I'll let you get the last word on the Will Wade situation. Hey, Texas fans. Hey, Carolina fans. Hey, Alabama fans. Hey, Oklahoma State fans. Do you remember when your team got in trouble for something way less than this, and you were all upset, and you said, well, they just got caught. Well, these dudes are getting caught red-handed, and absolutely nothing has happened. Not even to the coach. They haven't even fired him.
I wonder how that happens.
They haven't even fired him.
I wonder how that happens. Anyway, Scott Woodward when they said they hired the new AD, Scott Woodward, that is, from A&M, they said, oh, man, he's got a clean plate. Will Wade doesn't have to testify. He doesn't have to deal with that. And then he's not going to put Coach O on the hot seat and all this stuff like that. You got to beat Bama anyway. It's going to turn ugly and before it turns pretty, because last time we were naive enough to think that they were going to kick him out and fire him and be rid of him, and now it looks like they may have to do that at the end. But listen, staying on LSU drafted, 3 or 4 LSU players were drafted by the latest NFL draft last week, and I think that's a good thing. Devin White went to Tampa Bay, and Greedy Williams, I believe, went to New England, Green Bay.
I thought he'd have went higher in the draft.
I don't know. They say his draft stock kind of dropped off. But anyway.
Why?
I don't know, because he didn't do the things he was supposed to do. He didn't play in the bowl game, this and that and the other. But that's another thing.
Really and truthfully, when has that ever really hurt somebody's draft stock?
Well, they're going to train
because they don't look at him as like
go to different camps.
Yeah.
Even before they have the big draft and all that stuff like that. But Kyler Murray was the first draft pick, the first time, set a precedent with 2 Heisman Trophy winners back-to-back and 2 number 1 picks back-to-back. We'll wish him a lot of luck. He said that Cardinals was a dream that came true, that he wanted to play for them, and he's going to be with Coach Cliff, so good luck for them. Those guys know how to sling that ball, and that's a new era in NFL football, if you ask me. They can start slinging that ball all the way around, because it can be done.
So you got Baker Mayfield, Patrick Mahomes, and now Kyler Murray, that were all recruited by Cliff Kingsbury. And I had some idiot LSU fan tell me Kingsbury would never work at LSU because it's a different style of play they do over here. Boy, yeah, I bet he's eating his words now. I hate to call the guy an idiot. I actually like him. So,
okay.
I'm sorry, dude, if you're out there. But, so I sent him a message and, talking about Kingsbury and stuff. He hadn't responded to me just yet. Sorry, dude, if you're watching.
Well, anyway.
I think highly of you. So.
And like I said earlier, or last week, that's 50 to 60 people that go in the first couple of rounds. And then after that, it just kind of tails off, and they're just filling spots. But it is the biggest watch sport, the major sport watched in the United States and worldwide now. And so MLB, Astros are winning, and the Dodgers are in first place, which is always a good thing. And Cody Bellinger, right fielder, has made us feel like we don't even miss Yasiel Puig. LSU baseball needs to win at least 8 of the last 11 games to see if they can get tournament worthy or get a regional here. So it's an uphill climb.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. A lot of people that I hear the chatter around town, they want Maneri gone.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a tough go. Don't let him hang around, man. I mean, it's time to go. When he first came on and into a couple of years into his service, they were calling him Father Maneri.
Yeah.
Anyway,
right,
we're going to come back.
Yeah, we won't be back for long. Shout outs real quick, because it won't be long. And we're going to close out the show. Hope you've enjoyed everything so far. Maybe we ramble on. Maybe we hit our points. Maybe we don't close out stuff. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, but my vote is for Bozo. See you in a little bit. Just a few seconds. Don't go anywhere.
Email the Joe Show at JoeJoeShow54@gmail.com.
Yeah, there's no music. Go ahead.
Go?
Yeah.
Okay, we're back, and we're going to close out show number 15. You know, that's almost 4 months of shows, but we'd enjoy it each and every day, each and every show.
I hope you learned something.
Never give up.
Because I definitely learned something. If I go back and proofread the show and just watch it over again and make sure I'm not saying anything too stupid or cussing or anything. And man, I'm like, dude, I'm in. We're informative. I feel like we're informative.
That's it.
Maybe I'm wrong.
I'd like to shout out to, as usual, Heath Mendoza, Lance Corporal, United States Marine Corps, stationed in Okinawa, Japan.
Yeah.
Godspeed to you. And shout out to the little guy in Big Texas, Ethan, ERG number 27, Steck. South Texas Eye Center is 8-1. They got to play the rubber match to the guys that beat them next week. And Miles Chandler, my great nephew, hit a home run last night, and his brother Reed played also. They play on the same team.
That's great.
Good luck to those guys, the Hooks of Victoria Little League.
All right, look, I just want to tell you, I knew we were going to talk about Texas decriminalization, but apparently it hasn't gone through just yet because it's being held up in the Texas Senate, I believe, or the House, something like that. So we'll maybe check on that next week.
And then here in Louisiana, they're trying to be able to let you legalize growing hemp. So for that CBD oil,
wouldn't that be something?
Which is a big
that would be like a total
minute.
about face. But anyway, okay, y'all, we got a jet. We're up against the time.
Love
so
y'all.
We'll see y'all later.
Little guys, say your prayers.
Yes, please.
Drink your milk.
Hey, and just tune in next week, and we'll have this up pretty soon. We'll see y'all later.
Aloha.
You are listening to The Joe Show with Big Joe and Little Joe.